Well, sadly, I don't think the chicken coop is going to build itself. My plan was to dig a trench a foot deep all the way around the edge of the chicken coop and the run so I can line it with hardware cloth and try and stop predators digging underneath it. But this ground is really rocky, which I remember from when I tried to plant trees at the end of last year. And so far, I've only managed to get about 4 inches deep. So it's going to take a while, like everything else I do. Some people are out there with excavators, and I've got this second-hand trowel. Keeping it real. I'm hoping the fact that I had to spend hours hand troweling to try and get stones out of the ground yesterday means it will be pretty difficult for predators to dig under the chicken run, as I wasn't able to get my trench as deep as I'd like. But I'm going to line the trench that I have with hardware cloth and fill it back in, and hopefully that'll give a little bit of protection. That was so much easier than any other method I've tried for cutting hardware cloth. I am never using scissors on it again. My original plan was to top off the trench with gravel so that the timber for the run and the base of the chicken coop would be resting on that rather than on the ground. And it's treated timber, but I thought it would help it last a little bit longer. But it's going to be too difficult, I think, to make it level with gravel rather than soil. So back to soil. I'm just making this up as I go along. Hopefully, it'll work. If someone had told me how much levelling this lifestyle was going to involve, I might have bought a new build in the suburbs. There's nothing like finishing a day of manual labour and remembering you have an endless amount of garden jobs that need doing. Apparently, plants don't stop growing just because I have a project to work on. Putting crushed eggshells in with your tomatoes might be an old wives' tale, but I save my eggshells anyway, so it's worth a go. And now a quick ad from Bottle Bottle. Bottle Bottle makes stainless steel insulated water bottles, including the Hydro X and the Magic Cube. The Hydro X has become my go-to water bottle, replacing a broken plastic one I've had for years. It's got a stainless steel carry handle and a dual-purpose lid, so you can sip from the straw or drink straight from the bottle. The Hydro X has an integrated storage compartment at the bottom, which is great for storing medications and supplements or emergency snacks. The Magic Cube is available in loads of fun colours and fashionable designs. I matched mine to my shed because, of course, I did. It's leak-proof with a flip-up straw, anti-slip silicone base, and the stainless steel carry handle makes it easy to take on adventures. Both bottles keep drinks ice cold for 12 hours, which is useful because I have a habit of leaving my drinks lying around the garden and coming across them hours later. Use the link in the video description or my discount code for 15% off your own bottle. It's taken me a day, and I'm sure if you are a professional leveler, you're probably shouting at your screen, but it's pretty much level, and I'm happy with it. I don't think the chickens are going to complain, and if they do, I'll turn them into nuggets. I bought 2 different nail guns for this project, which has pretty much used up my tool budget for the next 6 months, so hopefully they'll be useful. I've never used a nail gun before, so it could go either way. I learned pretty quickly that when you make a mistake with a nail gun, it's a lot harder to undo than a screw. For the basic structure of the coop, I'm following plans from Third Coast Craftsmen. They're excellent, but they're in inches, which are pretty much meaningless to me, and I didn't think to check just how tall 95 inches is in centimetres. Quite tall, it turns out. Almost all of the timber I'm using for the coop is brand new, rather than any of the salvage stuff I've been saving. It's a lot harder to make big things out of salvage materials than it is when you have long lengths you can cut down to size. But I am using some odd bits in places where it won't throw off the measurements I'm working from, like the floor joists. Hopefully, the more experience I get, the easier it will be to switch out what I'm working with. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. That's terrifying. friction fit, I think the professionals call that. Obviously, I am a professional now. I think I've had bedrooms smaller than this coop is going to be. Work on the coop is stalled while I wait for the plywood to arrive for the floor, but one of the good things about living here is there's always something else to do. Today's the last day of dry weather we're forecast for a while, so I want to get as much done on the coop as I can. I've still not come up with a better way to carry sheet materials. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as my mum liked to say. I am pretty happy with that. This is where I wish I was a dad, because I would build the best treehouse ever. Before I go any further, I'm going to cut down the tall posts on the coop and make the overall thing 10 inches shorter for several reasons. Mainly, it's just a little bit too tall. I'm not sure when I'm going to get a chance to work on this next because we're forecast a week of rain starting from tomorrow, but I am really pleased with how it's looking and I am having so much fun working on it. It was definitely worth pulling the old shed down. I feel like I am learning a lot, and the level of satisfaction that you get building something yourself from scratch is amazing. Thanks for watching. If you like a little tour of my greenhouse, you can find me on Patreon. Otherwise, see you next weekend.